First, take a look at how the Asian markets have started off today. And, well, the absence of overnight cues from the US has meant that some bit of profit booking is setting in across most of the Asian indices. The Hang Seng is down around 0.3%. The Nikkei is down 0.25%. The Kospi, though, is the big underperformer. It's down over 1%. As we speak. The Shanghai Composite 2 trading with losses of around 0.3% as well. The Taiwanese index, the only outlier, just managing to trade above the flat line. But as of now, the Asian markets are seeing some bit of profit booking. Of course, you need to take account for the fact that volumes will be lower going into the weekend. There was some inflation data that came in from Japan, and that was the hotter than expected, paving the way for possibly more hikes from the Bank of Japan. But pull up the GIF Nifty. That will give you an idea of how our own markets are likely to start off. Well, quiet is what the implied open is suggesting. May open with a positive bias, somewhere around 20 odd points higher is what the implied open is currently indicating after the record highs that we hit in yesterday's trading session, and then of course the subsequent cool off that we saw towards the later half of trade. But to set you up for today's trading session, our research team is here. They will tell you about the trade setup, the stocks that you should be watching out for, and of course the setup on the FNO side of things as well. First up, Ekta joins in to get all the market cues we need to watch out for. Ekta, good morning. Some profit booking after the record highs yesterday, but what are some of the important things you're watching out for today?
Morning. Well, yes, like you mentioned, yesterday the markets did end flat after hitting intraday record highs that we saw. So the Nifty crossed 26,300 for the first time yesterday. So that becomes the new level to watch out for on the upside. However, the FII's net sold around 1,255 odd crores after a huge buy figure which came through the day before. DII's net bought around 3,940 odd crores. So that trend continued. But the FII buy or inflow figure into the Indian markets continues to be a jagged edge. Now, in terms of the US markets, they were closed on account of Thanksgiving, so we had the European markets to go by. They closed higher. Puma, for example, was up around 18 odd % in yesterday's trading session, and Asia is largely mixed at this point in time. Well, we do have the GDP data for Q2 FY26, which will be out at 4 p.m. this evening. So estimates are that GDP is expected to be above 7 odd %. Remember, last quarter it was 7.8%. So let's see where it matches up at the end of it. IIP data at 4 p.m. this evening as well. Now, in terms of listing, we do have Sudeep Pharma, which is listing in today's trading session. Besides that, Thyrocare is going to be trading bonus 1:1, and Patel Engineering is going to be mulling a rights issue. So maybe a couple of key things to watch out for, but the macros would be in focus on account of the GDP data, which would be top of mind. Reaction will come in on Monday.
Oh, absolutely. The macro data, the all-important GDP print, and that will be the precursor to the RBI policy next week as well. Ekta, thank you for that update. Upasna now joins in to list out some of the other stocks that should be on your radar today. Upasna, good morning. What's on your list?
Good morning, Hormas. First up, let me start with GAIL. Now, PNGRB has issued transmission tariff revision order, and the new tariff is set at 66.7 MMBTU, implying an increase of 12%, while the street was working with an increase of 20%. So it is lower than what the street was estimating. Next up is Wipro. It announces partnership with Netherlands-based company, that is Odido, for AI-enabled end-to-end IT modernization. Next up is Adani Enterprises. The company has signed a shareholder agreement with Flight Simulation Solutions and Flight Simulation Technique Private Limited to acquire 73% stake at an enterprise value of 820 crore. Next up is Ashoka Buildcoin. The company is temporarily suspended from participating in any ongoing or future NHAI bids for a month and gets a show cause notice for construction of 6-lane corridor in Kerala. Next up is Voltam Transformers. The company has received order worth 85 crore from Gujarat Energy Transmission Corporation Limited. This is for the supply of power transformers. Zydus Life also in focus as the company gets tentative approval from US FDA for empagliflozin and linagliptin tablets. This is mainly used for glycemic control in adults. Emcure also in focus as Mumbai GST Department conducts inspection from 24th to 26th of November. Now, lastly, let us look at some of the important block deals that happened yesterday. Cartrade Tech in focus as Goldman Sachs has sold nearly about 10 lakh worth shares. And MTAR Tech also in focus as promoter has sold 2.4 lakh shares in the company. So all in all, we'll be watching out for all these stocks in today's trading session.
Basna, thanks a lot for that update. And lastly, Sudarshan joins in with views from the FNO space. Sudarshan, good morning. The record highs and then we cooled off from those levels. But what is the FNO data indicating on the last day of this week?
Good morning, Harma. So we have waited for so long that market will hit record high, but it didn't feel like that we hit record high because by the close, market turned flat from 26,300. Again, Nifty closed just above 26,200. But good part is that it has held on to levels above 26,000. And also, if you look at the options data, major action was seen in the range of 26,200 to 26,600. And now, take a look at the futures side. In the index futures, we continue to see FIs be on the buy side. Yesterday also, they have bought more than rupees 700 crore and they've added more long positions. They have added almost 2,000 long positions and have reduced short positions of almost 1,500 contracts. Now their longs exposure has increased to 19% versus previous day's level of 17%. And on the short side, short positions have reduced to 81%. Now take a look at the options data. On the call side, 26,300. 26,400 and 26,600. These three call options were the most healthy ones, but premium has seen a fall for all these options. On the put side, 26,100 and 26,000 have seen a reduction in the open interest, but again, there also premium has seen a fall, while 26,250 put options has seen a maximum increase in the open interest, and their increase was almost 13 lakh shares. So now, first support for Nifty has moved higher from yesterday's level. Now, first support is around 26,100. Resistance would be 26,300. Next resistance would be 26,500. For Nifty Bank, again, just support 59,000. Some of the stocks that might be in focus after several days, Indian Bank has seen fresh shorts. Delivery has seen short covering, as well as PV Fintech has seen short covering, and LTI Mindtree also amongst the IT packs has seen fresh longs.
Interesting list of stocks there, Sudarshan. Thank you for that update. On to